Hey everyone.
Hola, buenos días, ¿cómo están ustedes?
Goodness gracious. Hey. Anyways, hey everyone, welcome
Ole.
to another episode of the Bros Know podcast. This is episode 7. Crazy 7 weeks of this.
Siete.
Of tolerating him. Welcome to another great show. We have a great show in store. Do we know what's in store? We have no idea. Because
Bueno
it's
show.
us. But anyways, I'm Ben if you don't know, and this is...
Jose.
It's Jared. Here we are. We are ready to start
Jose.
another great episode. If I can tame him. Anyways, if you're tuning in on YouTube, I am so sorry for him. So sorry. Anyways, okay. Our first topic of the day, Jared, is this. So I've been kind of debating this with a friend, actually. And one of the things we were debating was this. What is
One
your
plus
biggest...
one? Oh.
No. What is your biggest pet peeve? What is your biggest pet peeve that drives you nuts? What is your biggest pet peeve?
Biggest pet peeve.
Yeah.
Like
it can be like at school. It could be just like in your own life, like whatever bothers
I
you.
honestly, this really bothers me. I don't know why, but it bothers me when people whisper when they're like they're whispering, but they're like talking loud at the same time. Like they think they're whispering, but they're like, "Hey, how are you?" And they
Do you
think
mean
they're
so you mean like when they're like in church and like they're trying to like whisper to you? They're
or
like,
just like in a
"Hey,
class
hey,
or something.
man.
Yeah.
Hey,
Or
man.
but
everyone can hear them and they're staring at
yeah,
you. Yeah,
or like,
that is annoying.
Or like they don't need to whisper, but they're like whispering instead of talking out loud. They can just like talk out loud and they're just like whispering. And it's like you can speak up, you know. And it's
well,
like
I don't
why
like
do
it
you
when
do that?
like
It's
when they
weird.
definitely know that they're being loud and like they can legit see everyone staring at them. And then like they're still like, "Hey man, what are you gonna do after church today?" It's like, dude, like we're in church first off. Second, you can whisper, like a whisper. Like whisper is very quiet.
Or people who are taking notes and they type really
Oh
loud.
my goodness. You mean like you've been in the library obviously, right? At school.
Yeah.
And like when I know what you're saying, like when they're typing, but they don't realize because usually they have headphones on because they have no clue what's going on. And I don't do well with like obnoxious noises.
Like normal typing is what I
It's not
do.
that bad.
But then like these people are like, sorry, I'm going to hit the table because it's loud. They're just like, and it's like,
We're so
you
sorry
are
about that.
literally typing so loud right now. Like I can hear you across the room.
That's like part of my pet peeve. I guess that would be like something that just annoys me. Like when you're in the
That's a
library.
pet peeve.
Like I know what I'm saying. Like for me though, like one of my biggest pet peeves is, one does involve the library. So at Cedarville, there's like sections of the library. There's like quiet sections.
people who talk in the quiet section?
Not that. We're getting to that point. I'm getting to that point. That's like my second part. So like there's different parts at Cedarville's library. So there's like an upstairs where it's kind of like semi-conversational. Then there's the back part of the upstairs, which is like no talking. Then you got the downstairs, kind of the same thing. And it's okay. I'll get to the quiet part first. That is annoying. Like I'm one though that I don't usually go back there because I need noise. Like I need to hear things like while I'm doing. I can't just sit in a quiet place. Like, well, what about music? Music doesn't do it for me. I need to like hear people talking and stuff. It's weird. I know.
Yeah,
but
it's weird.
But I will say in the quiet, I do agree with Jared. Like if it is quiet area, and like people don't even whisper when they talk. It's always like, "Hey man, what did you do today?" And it's like, dude, like at least whisper. Like I don't mind if people whisper, but that's still all technically not allowed. But yes, I agree. But the one thing I was going to say about the library that bothers me the most that people do is when they, I don't know if you remember, like downstairs, well, there's downstairs books and there's upstairs, and people, you have to obviously go up the stairs to get to the one level. And when people stop in the middle of the stairway, and it's not just the library, it's any stairway. I hate that. I hate when people are like, let's have a conversation on the middle of the stairway. Because that makes logical sense that we wouldn't go up to the normal level or go down a few steps. We just stand in the middle of the stairway. And then awkwardly, I have to walk through them, which is very awkward because then it's like, oh, I'm a jerk. I'm breaking up your conversation, but you're also standing in the way. I'm sorry.
I just walked through them with no thinking about it.
Yes.
I was like, well,
I guess
you're
also,
in my way, so bye.
Another pet peeve I have, is something that I guess I get as being a teacher is when my students, or even like when I was in school, classmates, when they do the whole like the tapping of the pencil thing.
I do that all the time.
I don't mind it if it's like on your hand or if it's like in the air. I don't mind, but it's like when they hit their desk and like constantly, and I'm like,
That's how
hey,
they think.
Listen, I get that's how you think, but that's what your leg's for, or your hand.
Definitely how you think.
but no, it's not. I get that. I'm a teacher. I understand that. But it's also like we tell our students, if it bothers someone else, find a way to do the same thing, but in like a quieter fashion. Anyways, so that's a pet peeve. But going off pet peeves, like my friends and I were talking about this, and it actually led into another conversation similar to it, is what are some of the most awkward things you've seen in college, like when you're around campus? Because I can think of a couple different things from two different perspectives, but go ahead. Unless you would like me to go first.
You go first. I need to think about this.
And you can comment on these, Jared, if you've seen these. But for me, one of the biggest things I've seen, and this is it's so awkward, and it makes you cringe, like those cringe moments, you know. One of my cringe moments was I was working for Campus Experience, and we were just in an alt night. We were like locking up. We were finishing up the night. And I go around the corner, and I know Jared knows where I'm talking about the spot. You know the staircase and the doors on the backside of the SCC or the SSC? You're like down by where your mailboxes are. You go all the way down, and there's that weird corridor. Walking down that way, I was like going to go out the back way. I think I'd taken trash out or something. And there's just like these two couples just like watching a movie, cuddling in the dark. I'm sorry for anybody. And like I didn't know what was going on. I didn't look. All I saw was like just two couples, pretty sure kissing. Didn't really get a full glimpse because I said I'm not going to be, that's really awkward. And I remember legit like walking back because I knew it was my job. I had to break it up. And I was like, all right, hey guys, can we break this up? Like literally was very awkward for me because I'm like, I don't want to be like a nuisance, but I'm also like, I got to do my job. So that's very awkward. I'm sure you've seen a few of those because that's just all over the place. And then the second one was actually when I worked in Cedarville this summer. And the amount of awkward kids and like relationship thing. I don't know why mine revolve around relationships, but that's just the awkward things I've seen at college. I don't know about you. What are some of those awkward things? I'm sure it kind of goes along with mine, but
yeah, I can't really say I've seen anything too like strangely awkward. Like the places I go, I don't see like I'm like usually the time most of the awkward stuff happens like nighttime, but like
it's always funny how that works.
Because like
it?
when
it's
I'm at
always
nighttime, I'm usually in my room or in one of the lounges or the library.
Because he has
or
no
something.
life. But yeah,
but it's mainly the awkward moments mainly happening at night,
and it's weird. Isn't
usually.
It's like it's never. I guess there's also awkward moments in the daytime, like when students fall, and you don't really know, or like when students fall and you don't know what to say. Like there's legit people wipe out, and I'm going, what do I?
It's funny.
See, I don't want to laugh, but I do want to.
No, it's funny.
Don't tell me you laugh at them.
Yeah, and then I ask them if they're okay.
So you go.
if it's a funny wipeout, okay? If it's a funny wipeout, I'm laughing.
I mean, I'll laugh inside, but
like
I don't.
the
I don't
bike
wanna,
rack
like,
prank
hurt their
last year.
feelings.
That was absolutely hilarious.
You mean when they stuck the bikes on the middle of the ice?
Yeah, that was
legit against the rules, but whatever.
I thought it was one of the greatest pranks.
I mean, it legit was funny, but I'm not going to be out there like yeah, that's what I'm going to do later on.
I don't care. That is hilarious, and credit to whoever did that because you are a pranking champ.
I'm just gonna be honest on this podcast. We don't condone things that break the rules. Just want to make that very clear.
I'm not condoning it. I just said this was hilarious.
Yeah, but you don't just cheer them on like go do it again, people.
I never said do it.
You want to copycat? There's gonna be someone listening like I'm gonna copycat that, and then they're gonna get hurt.
Then they can get in trouble and be funny,
and then they're gonna blame it on us, and then we're gonna go to jail.
Blame it on me. I didn't say nothing.
Still, we're gonna go to jail because of you.
I didn't tell them to do it.
Well, it's also it's the same thing of encouraging.
Yeah, you can do that. It's pretty funny.
I mean, it was funny, but I didn't tell him to do it.
Okay, so going off awkwardness, so obviously we've seen something cool. What are some of your most awkward moments as a human being? What are some of your most awkwardness moments? Awkward moments? Anyways.
Usually it's okay, like when you do it with people you know, but like if you don't know a person, you think they're going for a hug, but they're going for a handshake
that's
instead.
Awkward.
And I've done that before. It's like, oh.
You like lean in, but then it's just like,
Or they like ask, like, what did they say? They're like, they don't ask like how it's going, but like what's up, and then you say good, and it's like, wait, that made no
what's
sense.
What's up, good?
What? Like, what's up? And then you're like, oh, all good. Yeah, and it's like, wait, what? Why did I say all good? Like, I mean, nothing.
I will say that is, I didn't think about the hug thing.
Yeah.
Or it's really awkward when it's like someone you don't know, or you don't know that well, and they hug you.
Usually I do it with people I know.
Because there's a moment, Jared, there's a moment in a relationship, like where as a friend, like there's that hug moment where you've gotten to a good enough point in a friendship that you can hug.
I usually hug everybody.
But I tend to run into people that I've known for like maybe one time, and they come in next time for a hug, and it's a little awkward. And especially if it's a female, nothing against females, fine with hugging females. It's just the idea of I don't really know you, and then I don't want that. It's awkward for me. I don't know. It's just awkward.
I only hug females if I'm like good friends with them.
Well, I know. I'm just saying that. But if I don't know them well, then I'm put in a weird spot. Anyways, one of my awkward moments. I don't know if you remember this because I was super young. You might have been. No, I think you were too young. But I was
Probably not.
I think it was WANA or something like that, and we were presenting. Like we were supposed to read something. On stage in front of the whole church. So it's in front of the whole church, which, by the way, for a little kid, it's terrifying.
Not me.
And so they had you remember how they used to have the projector in the back of the church, and they had they had the words. Well, my thing is I had semi-memorized it. I'm terrible at memorization, so I semi-memorized it, but I knew okay, the words are going to be up there. The problem is I started going with my memorization, and it threw me off when I looked up at the screen, and I couldn't remember what I just said. So then I was super awkwardly trying to read something, yet trying to remember what I was supposed to read while everyone's staring at me. My sweat's coming down my face. And I know my friends are looking at me like, oh my, this guy has lost it. I'm sure my parents were filming it and going, oh, that's lovely. And then realizing how bad I was doing.
No, Dad was
But
probably
I remember what happened is literally she had to come up to me and give me this little piece of paper, and I had to read off it. And I remember I was super embarrassed, super awkward. Went back, sat down, didn't want to talk to anybody. I was 7 at the time, and it was just, I don't know. I love how they gave me the opportunity to read, but I think that's why sometimes even now, it's sometimes that just comes back to my head, oh no. But yeah, that's my awkward moment. Would you say what's worse, having an awkward moment or just straight up just messing something up? You just straight up mess something up, or is it I don't know, they might go hand in hand. I don't really know, but.
Well, being a communication major.
Oh, here we go. He's going to bring out this
awkward moments
tag.
Because messing stuff up is just it's kind of funny.
Awkward moments is just weird. That's just always weird. Speaking of awkward moments, an awkward moment did happen with before we were recording this episode.
Huh?
Well, yeah, because I was blowing my nose, and yet my brother was deciding to. Well, semi-film me, but then he also was burping into the microphone, so that was gross. I don't do well with burps because that's disgusting. Anyways, that's disgusting.
Should I demonstrate for them?
No, please don't. We don't need to hear that. Anyways, Jared, speaking on disgusting, what is some of your more disgusting? What is something that really disgusts you as a?
When people puke in school is so nasty.
Okay, well, I didn't think we were going to get that gross, but we've went that gross. I'm so sorry for all you.
What is nasty? That is the smell is.
That is right. Oh, have you ever played the Bean Boozled game?
Yeah, I do that. That's a fun game. I like that game.
Oh no, it's awful.
I love that game.
Which maybe if you really enjoy this podcast and you enjoy watching the videos of the podcast, maybe Jared and I one time will do Bean Boozled. I might legit vomit, but I will try to attempt. I think maybe I can get some of my friends. Who knows? So maybe we'll try that. I don't know, but that was that. Anyways, that was a tangent. But
or when people sneeze on you.
Yeah, that's true too. That's also gross. I was watching a video of that. That's not of that, but of what teachers hate, and that's one thing we all hate. All right. Anyways, moving on to another topic. So one of my topics kind of goes along with school. Jared, what has been one of your favorite classes at the college level? Or maybe even late high school, that was just a class that you really, really enjoyed?
Okay. Senior year class I enjoyed was current issues.
Was that with Mr. Thomas?
No, Mr. McGill.
Oh, that's right.
I love current issues because we learned about news and current news and stuff and what's happening in the world today. And
that was really fun. Did you take the
that class? It's a good class.
Was that the same class that you went to the jail, right?
No, that was pre-law.
Yeah, I went to pre-law. I had pre-law class and current issues.
Or I think that's what it's called.
Did you take pre-law?
Yeah.
Yes, great class. Absolutely wonderful class. I put something in
my schedule, and that was the only thing that.
I also remember that class. I remember going to that class. I remember literally, we went to that jail thing, which was really cool. And we also visited we actually went to a couple of those small crime trials, which was really cool. We got to sit and listen to them.
Yeah, we did.
Which is really great to understand what you would go through. Not that I'm planning on going to jail or anything, but
one dude got sent to jail. It was really funny.
Well, that's always entertaining, but it's also feel bad for the guy.
What an idiot.
That was pretty cool. I guess for high school, one of my favorite classes, but I wish I would have took another class with Mr. Linksweiler, but I didn't.
Shout out Mr. Linksweiler.
But one of my favorite classes was, I loved world history with Mr. McGill. Funny that we keep saying Mr. McGill. And then I loved my government class my senior year with Mr. Thomas. Those two classes were by far some of my favorite classes I've taken. But for college, in my 4 years, my favorite, that's hard. One of my, actually, I would say my top two classes, U.S. history. That was one of my favorite classes. And then one of my education classes, which was Math 2. Math 2 was, I'm not a math guy, but I loved the class, loved the professor. That was really fun. What about you, Jared? In your short time at Cedarville, what has been some of your favorite classes?
Probably, honestly, all my Bible classes.
Yeah.
I love those classes.
What's
kinda
particular
it for
about?
now.
I didn't mention any Bible classes. I'm sorry, people.
I don't know. They're just interesting, learning about the Bible.
So you've had what?
Then you get to
You've
read
had
every book and stuff.
the first Bible class, which they've renamed
Bible
it.
and the Gospel.
Bible and the Gospel. You've had Old Testament.
and New Testament.
You're in New Testament right
Nope,
now.
I already took it.
You already took it. So what are you on now? Or you don't
I'm
have
not
one this
doing
month?
one this semester.
So
Either next semester or this semester.
All right, so you've
after.
had New Testament, Old Testament. My favorite of those Bible classes was Old Testament by far. One of my favorite classes, just to understand Old Testament, is very hard, and I think it was really cool to understand that.
Yeah.
Since we're on like this weird school topic, Jared, so what would be your advice for someone that's going to college for the first time, or maybe this next year as they're going to college for the first time? What are some little things that you've learned in your few years that can kind of help them understand, hey, I don't want to have those awkward moments. I don't want to have those weird moments, but I want to be able to enjoy my time at whatever university I'm going
Make as many friends as possible. Because it is true, college friends will last a lifetime.
to. That's all the advice you're going to give? Nothing
No.
else.
That and
What about the school side of things? Like, yes, the social side of things is important.
well, make sure you definitely know where all your classes are. It's awkward when you're when you walk into the wrong classroom. And
I
it's
will
like
be
not
honest.
The same class, and it's
I
like,
have sent freshmen in the wrong direction. I'm
And they,
sorry
like-
to any freshman that is listening that knows.
and then
that
they
that's
read
what
all
I
the
did.
names. Like, did
Sorry.
I call your name? And then no, they didn't call your name. And then
That's awkward.
It's never happened to me, but
That is awkward.
I've seen it's been happening to people who were in that class, and then it was like, oh, I'm not in this class. It's like, and then they ask, is this blah blah class? And they're like, nope, it's this class. And they're like, oh, and then
But
they walk out, and it's kind of
I
funny.
will say this. Now, you can disagree with me, and we might disagree on this. Like your idea of having a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Like, I struggle with that because in my experience at Cedarville and my experience in college is that I had really 3 really good friends. Like, I had other friends, but like 3 really good friends that I would pour in my life and just pour into. Now, are you saying that you would just rather have like 15 really good friends?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have about that. So
I can understand that. Like, I'm not like that's just some people. That's some people's personality. I just know for me,
I
like,
love friends.
I just can't. But that's just my personality. But I would also agree with Jared. I think, make sure you're in the right classes. But even just studying, like learning how to study, is different than in high school. Like, I know for me, I thought studying was just like occasionally look over notes. When you get to college, it's a different world. It's a different beast.
Read the books.
Yeah, look at notes, read the books, make sure you're paying attention in class. Like, I know it's
Write
very
notes.
easy to have a laptop and then not to pay attention. I get that. It's very
I
easy.
handwrite my notes.
I do too. That helps me pay attention so I'm not scrolling through different websites. Yeah, it's hard sometimes, I think, because we get stuck in that pattern of, it gets boring at times, but I really enjoy it. So, what about you? What is a thing that you did that you hope people don't do in the future?
Maybe like when you have a class that isn't very interesting, still try to stay focused. And
Yeah,
like,
which we kind of talked about, but yeah, try
Don't
not
have-
to.
because I have like the attention span of a dog, so
That
like
is
squirrel,
true.
is
We
so,
both do.
my attention span is very short, and anything that happens, I usually look up and see what's happening. So
That's true.
it's hard to.
It's hard to stay focused when you're not into something. Like, I think that's with life in general. Like, it's hard to focus on stuff that you might not like. Would you say that it's important to get a job on campus? Do you think that's an important thing? Or
Yeah, but just I'd say get a job that at least looks interesting or isn't like for instance at Cedarville, if you have to work at Chuck's, do it, but just try not to work at Chuck's and work somewhere else on campus.
You're saying work at a job that can like help benefit you and grow
like
you
Chuck's
at the same time.
is just.
And I know I work for Brian Burns, which was a blessing. Oh my goodness, I loved working for him.
If there's a bookstore, work in the
that's
bookstore.
good too. Yeah, teaches you quick skills.
If there's like some campuses have restaurants, working those, gives you and you can get good skills out of that.
That's good.
So,
that's good points. So that
janitor
is
work or something.
I know it was like different. I guess I just for some reason all these topics kind of went together in the world of school and the world of awkwardness and all those fun things. But Jared, actually, this is a 2-part question today because we always do a question at the end of the episode. We're near the end of the episode. So I have a 2-part question for you. Part 1, if you could travel with anyone, I guess anywhere in the world, all right, anywhere in the world, where would it be? And then what would be your 6 people? So let's say you can get like a van full of 6 people. Can be famous, can be people that you know, just your 6 people that you'd go with. Where would you go? Those 6 people, and then I'll give you the second part of the question after you answer that.
Well, I would go to. I'd actually, I'd probably go to England.
Okay, England, got it.
And then
where in England specifically?
Well,
London,
all around.
All around, got it. So just touring, going all the way around.
And then I would take my good friend Jason.
Okay. Ben
Platt. Played Evan Hansen.
Yes.
Very, very good actor. Very good actor.
Yes.
And can sing like no other, and he's amazing. Let me see. Jeremy Jordan can also sing.
Okay.
I gotta think. Probably. Oh man. Goodness. Toby Mac. And then Torrin Wells. Love that man. And last but not least, sorry, I'm trying to think of people who can sing. All right, we'll just go with Lecrae. He can sing.
Wow. I was hoping in those 6 people that was weird. 6 people that maybe I would fall in the 6. But I guess he doesn't want to travel the world with me. That's okay. You know what? I don't want to travel the world with him anyways.
They have to sing.
It's
good.
fine. I don't know why that has to do anything with traveling with him. But whatever.
When we're traveling in London, it'll be
so my turn.
Road trip sings.
My turn. If I had 6 people to go with, well, first I'll tell you where I would go. Australia, because I think it's a great place. Never been there, but I'd love to go. Australia. My 6 people would be these great people.
Go down under.
I'd go down under. Also, my Siri is now. I call him. What do I call him? Matey. I call him Matey because he's an Australian boy. Anyways, I would choose my friend Jesse, who I went to college with. Love Jesse, great guy.
Good guy.
I would go with Ryan Smith, but I would have to bring his wife. Well, no, his wife would have to come too because they're married. So there's guy. 3.
Yeah.
Well, no, Ryan, I love you, but I guess we could have a bro day.
Matey.
So maybe you would be allowed to come. Anyways, so it'd be Jesse, Ryan. It would be my friend Tez or Robert, who played basketball at Cedarville.
Good guy.
One of my great friends. Trey, who I've talked to about all this guest. So
another good guy.
5 would be Tim Hawkins. Got to have some comedy on the trip.
He's funny.
And 6 would be. Ooh, this is a tough one. 6 would be, I'm sorry to my best friends that I grew up with. One of you gets to come. The other 2 will just have to wait for pictures. And because I get to choose, I'm going to choose Jordan. So Jordan would be the 6th guy.
All right.
So that's my 6.
That's not bad.
And I guess the second part of this question is, what would you want to travel in while you're driving around? Like, what would be your go-to for every single person in your crew?
Well, my go-to would
you could stop the accent.
Sorry,
this is what happens.
It was stuck. I couldn't get it out.
Yes, stop.
Till I coughed.
Goodness.
My go-to. Oh goodness, it's like still there. Probably like okay, I don't know like the minivan brands that are like
Oh,
good,
yeah?
but
All right.
definitely. Hey, get it out, big guy. Come on,
All
come
right.
on, come on, get it out. All right. Probably be a minivan, like a really really nice minivan. Like
Okay.
actually either a minivan or one of those motorhomes that can like fit like
Of course
6
you would, because
people.
that's what you're gonna get when you're in England. That's
Hell yeah.
anyways. Continue.
Gotta get them good cars that, you know.
Continue. Stop. Continue.
Hey, well, tea and crumpet.
Keep going. Go.
That's it. That's all.
That's all you're gonna say. Okay.
You asked what
I
it was.
would be nice
a
for my
van
friends.
And an RV,
Listen,
you know?
my friends, I'd be
It's a
nice,
tea and
and
a
we would all
crumpet,
ride
man.
kangaroos in Australia.
That
we
would
would
be
legit
that'd be
ride.
terrible down under.
No, that'd be amazing.
Oh,
Riding-
mate, that's terrible. You can't even ride a kangaroo.
Stop. I'm literally gonna punch you, and I don't care we're on camera.
You can't ride a
Violence.
kangaroo.
I don't care. I
We
don't
don't
care.
support violence on this channel.
We also never mind. This
we
show's going off the
support
rails.
English and Australians.
English. We support English.
The English, yes, that
The
technically.
English, not English. We support English. You support the English language?
No, I said the English.
No, you said English.
No, I definitely said the English.
And then you said the Australia.
The Australians. I said
The Australians.
Australians. That's what I said.
Oh my goodness.
Oi, mate, that's what I said.
I can't, oh my, I can't do this. I mentally can't
I
handle
got
this.
to work on my accents, you know.
For what? You're
My
never
acting,
you're
you know. You never
What?
know when you're
Oh.
gonna need an accent. You got to blend in.
you're not James Corden. You don't
But
need an
You
accent.
got to blend in.
Blended with who?
When I go
There's-
to England, you got to blend in.
When? This is
Or
a
Australia.
hypothetical situation, Jared.
I don't know. Maybe if I go for a Premier League game, it's on my bucket list. And got
Oh
to
yeah,
blend
and then
in.
you're just gonna use
Got to use the accent. You know, be like, oh yeah, I'm from England too, mate. That's great.
They
Got-
would know in a
tea
heartbeat
and
you're not from
crumpet,
England.
You know?
They would know so quickly you're not from England.
Get enough practice in, you can get really good.
Really goo?
Good.
Really goo. Get really goo.
Some words I can't really do in the
All right,
accent.
All right, mate. You want to do this? I can do this too.
Okay, yours is definitely worse than mine.
Yours is like a mix between Australian and I'm slobbering everywhere.
That's so nasty. You bloody nasty. That's bloody
call me
nasty.
bloody?
Bloody nasty.
Oh my! I
So
can't deal with this
disgusting.
anymore. Oh heavens to help me!
Heavens to help me.
Yes, heavens to help
What
me.
in the world is
Or
that?
heavens to Betsy. I'll say it that way then. Anyways, moving on. Again, what a great episode.
You never said what your car would be.
I said
Oh
kangaroos.
yeah, that's right. Which you can't
Anyways, here we go.
ride. You're on that accent for a while. Couldn't
So,
remember.
Thank you so much for listening to this wonderful episode, entertaining episode, different episode. But thank you so much, no matter where you are. If you're new, thanks for listening. Hope you continue to listen, and as well as if
They
you're
will now
again,
after hearing the end
that's
of
true.
this.
You can listen to
Oh, that got really
us
country
on
southern.
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and now on YouTube. You can check out the full episodes on YouTube over there, the Bowden Experience, and you can check that out. So again, thank you so much. Thank you for all the support. And as always, we'll talk next time.
Ahoy, mate. We'll see you next time.
See ya.